we've got Paul Kroto joining us. He is in Buffalo, New York. He is one of the top people at Youngevity, and he has a really amazing story. I won't steal his thunder because I think it's important for him to tell his story to you. But Paul has been where we are right now, and he has fared very well, having gone through the same thing that we've gone through. And he's got a great message and a great program that he uses to build his Youngevity business. And he's been gracious enough to join us on this call to share that with us and let us know his experience and how it went for him and what he did to have really incredible success with Youngevity. And Paul is the Trainer of the Year with Youngevity for 2013. And there's good reason for that because he's pretty amazing. Paul, thank you for joining us today and being willing to share with our GoFoods team.
Good morning, everyone, and I'm so honored to be here today and have the opportunity to spend some time with you. One of the great things you're going to find out about Youngevity that I found out over the past year was the incredible people that we have here. I mean, I've been in a few different network marketing companies over the past 20 years. And I can honestly say that the nicest people here are here at Youngevity. So we had a really great time in Cancun, and again, Krista is just an amazing woman and an amazing leader. So I'm super excited to be partnered with her now and be working with her and having all of you as part of the Youngevity family. And as Krista kind of alluded to at the beginning of this call, I went through the exact same thing you're going through right now a year ago. I was with a company called ACT, and it was an healthy energy drink company that Steve Wallach, the owner of Youngevity, owned. But it wasn't part of Youngevity. It was a separate company that he owned on the side. And I actually got started, let me regress a little bit here. I actually got started in network marketing 20 years ago. I received an audio tape in the mail called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And I was getting my master's degree in nutrition at the time, and I thought it was the most amazing recording I've ever heard in my life. And I contacted the person that gave me the audio tape, and I was actually working at a health club at the time, and they told me that if I started passing out these audio tapes, I could make some extra money. And being in college, I definitely needed some extra money. So I started passing out these audio tapes, and within 8 months, I was making over $100,000 per month. So it was an incredible ride that I went on with the Dead Doctors Don't Lie audio tape. I was one of 43 people that at the time became a millionaire, actually a multi-millionaire, off of the Dead Doctors Don't Lie audio tape. And that was a great ride. It went on for almost 5 years until the FDA stepped in and started questioning things Dr. Wallach was saying on that audio recording specifically. So the FDA got involved. Obviously, Big Pharma did not like Dr. Wallach much at all because his message was to tour 300 days a year and visit all these different cities and tell people how bad drugs are for them, as if we didn't already know that. But obviously they didn't want someone spreading that message, and obviously doctors weren't a big fan of Dead Doctors Don't Lie because they were being exposed for the the liars and the thieves that they really are. So we did go. Dr. Wallach himself went through some rough times. Actually has been taken to court 7 different times by the FDA, and every single time Dr. Wallach has won. I don't know anybody else that's been taken to court 7 times by the FDA and won every single time. So he's truly an incredible person, but unfortunately, the audio tape did get pulled for a little bit, and we weren't allowed to use it as these court hearings were going on. They went through the entire audio tape and found out that there was one lie that Dr. Wallach could tell on his audio tape. He said that the average doctor lives to be 58 years old, and after the FDA did all their research, it turns out that doctors only live to be 56. So, they said Dr. Wallach had lied a little bit, but he was actually giving them the benefit of the doubt that they live a little bit longer than 56. But it's an absolute amazing recording, From a health standpoint, it's the most popular health lecture of all time. I recently made a post on Facebook, and it said that the number one album of all time is an album called Thriller by Michael Jackson, and it has just crossed the 50 million albums sold worldwide level. And at the same time, Dead Doctors Don't Lie has passed the 200 million CD sold level. So there's 4 times as many Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs in circulation as there is Michael Jackson's Thriller albums. So it's by far the number one health lecture of all time. And for those of you that are on this call this morning, I'm assuming that money is interesting to some of you and becoming wealthy. So it is also by far the number one tool of all time in network marketing and really for wealth building. There's been more millionaires created from the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD over the past 20 years than all other CDs combined. So those of you that are familiar with network marketing and understand how it works and how to make money, you know that the most important word is the word duplication. It doesn't matter what works, it matters what duplicates. You know, I could go out and take an ad out today in the New York Times or USA Today and sign up 200 new reps today by doing that. But nobody else can afford a front page ad on USA Today. So it doesn't matter if that works or not. What matters is what duplicates. And anybody can hand out a Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD to somebody. And that message was powerful 20 years ago. It created, like I said, 43 millionaires in the company I was with. And created many, many more since then. But it's even more relevant today. When you watch the news, healthcare is the number one topic. You can, from morning till night, that's all they talk about now on the news is healthcare and our health situation. And when you talk to people, you'll find out that the number one topic that people talk about is health. They're either tired or sick or something's going on with them or their kids or somebody in their family. So it's just a huge, huge topic. And if that is the number one topic that we're talking about, it's either money or time. That they don't have enough money. As we know that the second biggest topic in the media right now is jobs and the economy, and do people have money for Christmas shopping, and a lot of different things that have to do with money. And then time. Also people have very struggled with their time right now. They don't have time to do the things they want to do. They're working like crazy. They got a million things going on. We just don't have time to enjoy life. So when you really talk to people, those are the 3 things you're really going to hear people complaining about or talking about, because those are the 3 biggest problems people are facing these days. So what happened was I did go to a couple other companies in between there. After I had lost the Dead Doctors Don't Lie audio tape, I wasn't allowed to send them out or hand them out anymore. So I did a few other things and was successful. But then I was reapproached by Dr. Wallach. He had come up with a healthy energy drink. And I was like, wow, what's this? And what Dr. Wallach said was, and the reason why I loved him so much initially is that he always looks for the root cause of the problem. So people don't ask themselves, why are you tired? They just go grab a cup of coffee or, something that contains a lot of caffeine or sugar. And, energy drinks like Red Bull and Monster were really, really popular. So I really was on a mission to educate people on how bad these energy drinks were for them and what it's doing to our youth, and really educate people on health, where the reason why you're tired is because you're missing certain minerals, certain vitamins, and certain amino acids. And if you replace those vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, you will not be tired anymore. You don't need caffeine or sugar to give you an artificial high. You're not tired because you're missing caffeine. You're tired because you're missing certain key nutrients. So I was on that mission, and I was number 1 income earner with ACT for 6 years, and we were doing good. I think just as good as GOFoods was doing. But we weren't, we caught traction, but not the kind of traction that I wanted to catch. I have big dreams, to be number 1 and to really be with a super powerful company. And we were good, we just weren't great. And we were looking for a way to become great. And what we actually decided to do was go through like a little change. And I understand a little bit of the history of GOFoods today. I was talking to Krista, and she was telling me that you actually started out as eFoods. So we started out as a company called ACT, and then we decided to become a company called Vitality to kind of change our name, and we redid the compensation plan and try to put a new face on ourselves. And it just didn't work out as great as we wanted it to. You know, it was good, but like I said, it wasn't great. And what I actually ended up going to a Youngevity meeting because ACT and Youngevity did their meeting together. I mean, we would go to Las Vegas, and we would be in a different room than Youngevity. We'd have our own conference, but because Steve owned both companies, I was able to see Youngevity throughout the years and really, you know, be right next door to them. Now, I looked at them as our competition back then because we were a separate company from them. So after seeing, you know, what Youngevity had to offer and realizing, this was like literally an epiphany for me, because I bled ACT for 6 years. I mean, that's all I did. I mean, ACT was the center of the universe as far as I was concerned. But what I learned from going to this one Youngevity meeting that I just happened to be at a year ago today, basically, was that I was just a petal on the flower. That I was a great add-on product to this 90 for Life mission, but I wasn't the mission. And when I saw this status symbol that Youngevity has it's a sunflower. And the sunflower has the center of the sunflower is the 90 essentials. These 90 essential nutrients that every man, woman, and child has to have. It's the hold that doctors don't lie message. And on the sunflower, there's also petals. And everything every different product that Youngevity has is a petal. And I realized at that moment that ACT, or Vitality actually, is a fantastic petal to the flower. You know, if people need extra energy, they can have it. Because I came across a lot of people who didn't want an energy drink. They didn't drink Red Bull or Monster or anything like that. So trying to approach them with this product was difficult, you know, because they just don't drink energy drinks. It's not what they do. And so I had a limited amount of people that I could talk to and influence. So what happened was, you know, I approached Steve and we talked about it, and we decided to merge ACT, which is actually called Vitality now, in with Youngevity. That was like about a year ago today. So I was going through the same things that you're going through now a year ago, where I was like, okay, now, you know, we had this way of handing out samples, and we did things a certain way at a system. I was Trainer of the Year for 3 or 4 years in a row with ACT. So I was training people how to do things a certain way, and I had to completely change everything that I was doing to get in, you know, to mute the message, but the message of Youngevity. But what I found was that I was so stuck in the tree for 6 years that I couldn't see the forest. Yes, I was fixing one problem. It was a big problem. I think it's the number one problem people face. Actually, the number one complaint at doctors' offices is fatigue. I'm tired. More people go to the doctor and say, I'm tired, than any other complaint there is. So I felt like ACT was the most important thing in the world because I was fixing the number one health problem. But I wasn't able to fix the other 899 other health problems that people are facing. And Dr. Wallach has literally linked these 90 essential nutrients to 900 different health problems. Energy, lack of energy, just being one of the health problems. So now, over the past year, I've been able to help people with 900 different problems instead of just one problem. So, you know, from that, I was telling Krista earlier that my income has increased tenfold over the past year being with Youngevity, simply because I can help people with so much more now than just energy. If people have arthritis, I can fix that. If people have diabetes, I can fix that. If people have skin problem, I can fix that. I mean, you give me a problem and I can fix it now. I have all the tools in the world, my toolbox, in the Youngevity product line to fix anything that's out there. So basically, one of the main reasons why Krista asked me to be on the call today was to talk about my system and really what do I do. And I have a 5-step system that I teach people. And the number one step to this system, I believe, is to identify the need. So this is a relationship business. And we all heard that before, but it truly is. It's about meeting people, taking a genuine interest in them. I'm not here to pitch you on some product. I'm here to fix a need. I always start off all of my meetings by telling a little quote that I heard from Ross Perot. He's a multi-billionaire. And they asked Ross, how did you make all those billions? What did you do? And he said, I sold umbrellas when it was raining outside. Now, Ross never sold umbrellas. But what he was saying was he found a problem. The problem was raining, people were getting wet. And he provided a solution to that problem. He sold umbrellas. So we need to look at people and take a genuine interest in them. I love to meet people. I love to ask a lot of curious questions. I want to, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should spend twice as much time listening as we do talking. So I'm not out there pitching anything. I don't pitch Youngevity. I don't pitch GOFoods. I don't pitch heritage makers. I don't pitch mineral makeup. I don't pitch anything. I want to know about them. And I learn about them and find out what their need is. Typically, what I find, once again, is that they either have a health problem, some sort of health problem, one of the 900 health problems that we talked about. They either have a money problem or a time problem. So it's usually one of those 3 things pop up. So what I do once I identify the need is I, again, use this number 1 tool of all time, which is a Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD. It's very duplicatable. You can teach anybody to hand someone a CD. It's very simple. All I do is I go to someone and I ask, if I give you the CD, would you listen to it? That's the whole line, my whole business. And people say, yes, I'll listen to it. I tell them a little bit about it. Dr. Wallace, made the CD and it talks about the, nutrition and, I already identified that they have arthritis, or something, high blood pressure, something that they're looking to fix. And I give them the CD, and I tell them that you're not going to believe this, but I actually work with a doctor that specializes in helping people lower their blood pressure. And they're like, really? Well, who's this doctor? And I said, well, it's Dr. Wallach, and he wrote a CD called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Have you ever heard it? They say no. And then I say, well, if I give you a copy of this CD, would you listen to it? And they say, yeah, sure, I'll listen to it. And they listen to it. And lo and behold, if you can get people to listen to the CD, which is extremely easy to do, people will join. I mean, it is just the most powerful tool. Anybody that's heard the CD buys the product. It's literally that simple. And the CD I found over the past year is absolutely the best way to go because people drive 5 to 6 hours a week. If you ask people to, listen to it in other formats, they don't have the time to their computer to listen to it, or it's tough to get people to listen to it as an MP3 on their iPhone or MP3 player. But the CD works extremely well because people drive, and most people, not all people, have a CD player in their car. So CDs we found work amazingly well. So we're big CD fans. So give them the CD, and then the CD really we want to give them to a presentation. And I know Blake and Todd do 3 presentations every Tuesday night. So webinar is one form of a presentation. We do one-on-ones all day. We do 2-on-1s. We do in-home meetings. So it's some sort of presentation that they're coming to. Now, the million-dollar question is who comes to meetings? Who comes to presentations? And the answer is people who want to. So I'm not a big fan of just inviting people to a presentation because why would I want to go to this? The reason why people want to go to this presentation and why we have so many people going to our presentations is because they've heard the CD. They've heard the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD, and they're so interested in the CD and the message that they want to learn more. So I tell people, if you like the CD, you're going to love the meeting, love the presentation. And for those of you that want to, to copy of my presentation, I'll get the presentation that I use. It's really just a couple pieces of paper that I go through with people. So I'll get that to Krista, and she can get it out to you. And you can, if you're doing one-on-ones or in-homes, I'll show you exactly what I'm using as far as talking points go, and it's real simple. Anybody can do it. And then we just have the next step. Once we go through the presentation, is Blake Graham and myself and Dr. Wallach made a questionnaire. It's a self-evaluation questionnaire. You can get it at yteamtools.com. Actually, you can buy the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD at yteamtools.com also. So the self-evaluation questionnaire helps people figure out which category they fit into. So what Dr. Wallach has basically established is that he can fit most of these 900 different health problems into one of four categories. It's either a soft tissue problem, a hard tissue problem, a blood sugar problem, or a digestion problem. So we want to figure out where these, each individual's problem lies, or where their extreme deficiency is. Now, everybody in my mind is deficient in the 90 essential nutrients. But the question is there a certain nutrient that they're more deficient in than others, if that makes sense? So what we'll find is that, yes, everyone's deficient, but some people have an extreme calcium deficiency. Some people have an extreme EFA deficiency. Some people have an extreme blood sugar problem, more so than other people do. And other people have an extreme digestion problem, more so than other people. So there's some specialty things that people may need, and that's where these add-on products come in, these petals on the flower. Some people, you take the 90 essential nutrients, but they're still so go all the time that they get tired and they need more B vitamins and minerals and amino acids in their bodies. They drink ACT. So basically the theory is that if you take all 90 essential nutrients, you won't need ACT anymore. But the truth is that some people are so busy and they burn through nutrients so fast, they need extra. Okay, so they may not need a whole extra, 90 for life healthy body pack, but they can use a little bit of these extra nutrients that are in the ACT. Or maybe they need an extra bottle of calcium, or maybe they need an extra bottle of essential fatty acids, or maybe they need an extra bottle of selenium. So this questionnaire will figure that out for you. So you're actually become like a health expert just by giving this self-evaluation questionnaire to people. Now what you're going to find when you give out self-evaluation questionnaires is that a lot of people score a lot of points in all four categories. People are extremely unhealthy these days. It's mind-blowing, the scores that I see on these self-evaluation forms. So when you see all four categories with a lot of points, or if you see a lot of points in the digestive category, this is where GOFoods fits in. That's why we are so excited about this merger and merging with GOFoods, because when we're having people fill out these questionnaires, the number one problem we're seeing is this digestive problem. And people just have horrible digestive systems right now. And it's because they're eating, GMO foods, they're eating foods that contain gluten, foods that contain soy, foods that aren't kosher certified. They're just eating horrible. And, we're in a quick-moving society, and GOFoods is perfect. Me and my wife love it. We get to, make this meal in minutes. And I'm not that great of a chef. So the concept of having a package that can rip open, add some water to it or some extra little ingredients, and have dinner ready, it's just amazing. And I know it's 100% gluten-free and non-GMO and all the great things that all of you know that make GOFoods so special. So, it's a phenomenal add-on product. Once we teach the message, once we get people in the door and they understand how bad the soil is and how nutrient deficient they are, and they understand that, getting them on the add-on product, the GOFoods, that is the best possible food you can put into your body. So it's not just about putting nutrients into your body. It's also about, Dr. Wallach's message is also about getting the fat out of your body and not putting bad foods in. So GOFoods is a perfect merger for us and a perfect partnership because it provides the perfect food that Dr. Wallach's been talking about for 40 years that you should be putting into your body. So just taking the nutrients alone is not enough. If your digestive system is screwed up, and it will be if you eat bad foods. So, again, GOFoods is perfect. Another thing that we have here at Youngevity is skincare products that don't contain any chemicals. We have mineral makeup that doesn't contain any chemicals. We have a great comparison chart that compares us to Mary Kay, and all the top different lines of makeups out there. They're essentials. Any brand that says, we're healthy for you, whatever, they're lying. We have a comparison chart that I will send to Krista, and she'll get it out to you, that shows all the chemicals, and most of them cancer-causing chemicals, that are in these other makeup lines. So once you understand that, you've got to protect your body and not put bad things on it or in it, you're going to stop using the makeup with the chemicals, the skincare products with the chemicals. And me and my wife, we use the Youngevity Hydro Wash laundry detergent. We don't have any chemicals in our laundry detergent. So that, our skin is our biggest organ, and what can absorb chemicals into our body is the chemicals that are in our laundry detergent. So it's a big movement and a cause here to get people to be healthy. And there's a lot of different ways of helping people get healthy. One, again, putting the 90 essential nutrients into your body, but also, using these GOFoods, using the right skincare products, the right mineral makeup, the right laundry detergent, and just taking on that lifestyle. We call it the 90 for life lifestyle, where you are 100% healthy. And yes, GoFoods is an amazing product, but GoFoods by itself is not going to help you achieve optimal health. You need all these other things too in order to achieve optimal health. And we didn't have GoFoods. We didn't have a way of putting good food in people's bodies. So yes, we had a lot of the things already. We had about 80% of the things, but we were missing 20%, and that 20% was GoFoods. So now we have everything. We have a way I can literally look someone in the eye right now, anybody in the world, I can look them in the eye and say, I can help you achieve optimal health. Because I have the nutrients you need, I have the food you need, I have the skincare products you need, I have the mineral makeup you need, I have the laundry detergent you need, I have everything you need, possibly could ever need, to help you achieve optimal health. And I just feel really good about doing that, and it makes my day very pleasurable, and my mission, something I can really get behind. I get up real early in the morning, go to bed late at night, and I'm about this mission all day long, and this crusade to help people get healthy. And the 90 for Life lifestyle isn't just about health. We also want to help people have more money. We think that a lack of money is a huge stress on people's lives. And as a matter of fact, the real crusade that Dr. Wallach is on is a crusade to end suffering. And yes, people are suffering from health problems, but they're also suffering from financial problems. It's really taking a toll on their health, actually, and their stress levels. People become depressed because they just don't have the money to do the things they want to do. And another thing that causes suffering in people's lives is not having the time to spend the time with their kids and their family and their friends and do the things they want to do, because they have to go to work or they have to have 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet. And we don't want people to live that. That's not the 90 for Life lifestyle that we are all about here at Youngevity. So super excited to be excited to have all of you part of this. Let me just recap real quick the system, and I'll definitely open it up to questions and answers. I think Krista wanted to 30 minutes, so I apologize for going a couple minutes over already, but definitely wanted to get this message out to you today. So the system, just to recap, 5-step system. Number 1, identify the need. Number 2, get out that dead doctors don't lie, feed to them. Number 3 is to get them to a presentation. And again, I can get a presentation to Krista if you guys are interested in the presentation that I use. Number 4 is the self-evaluation questionnaire. We want to find out what category they fall into. And again, GoFoods really is going to help us tremendously in that category 4, which is people who have digestion problems. And then 5 is to enroll them. So we just pick a pack, and actually with the 5 pages that I'm going to send to Krista, the last page is an order form. So depending on which category they fall into, category 1, 2, 3, or 4, we have a pack that goes with that category. Now, again, what you're going to notice is that a lot of people fall into all 4 categories. And we actually came out with something brand new last week or a couple weeks ago called the Combo Mega Pack. The Combo Mega Pack has the 90 essential nutrients with GoFood that you need, and all the add-on products that are going to help that person fix the problems that they have in the 4 categories that they scored high points in. So you put this person on this It's actually $3.99 now, not $4.99. So it's $100 off. $3.99. You get so for $400, you're going to get $500 of the product, and you're going to be able to fix all of your health problems, not just your digestive problem, your blood sugar problem, your heart tissue problem, your soft tissue problem. You're going to be able to solve all four of them with this pack for $3.99, and it's incredible. So I'm so excited about that pack, and again, GoFoods is just a big part of that pack now, because now we have a way to really solve that digestive. It's 25% of what we do is solve digestive problems, and that's what that pack does. So with that, Krista, is there anything else for me to go over, or any questions if you want to ask me?
Well, I'd like to, I'll ask you one question, then I'll open it up to questions from everybody else. You said it, you lived and breathed and bled ACT for 6 years. Does that mean now that you're Youngevity that you can't do ACT anymore?
No, not at all. I mean, I meet people. I just had my roof redone recently, and the guys that came to redo my roof were all drinking Red Bull. So, I saw an opportunity to say, hey, listen, there's an all-natural, Red Bull stuff's horrible for you, here's something all-natural. So I look for opportunities to still be able to share that. I'm so glad that I still have that in my toolbox as one of the things that I can do to help people. And you're going to come across people all the time that are going to be challenged with what to make for dinner tonight, or, even people who are looking for, trust me, people are scared of this government right now. There's nothing more scary than Obama and his mission right now to change this country. So there's a lot of people looking to prepare themselves for the worst, and it's something that I, being an American, being a Marine, never thought we would get to this point. But I see it now, and I'm prepared. I have everything, so I'm very happy to have GoFoods and have that aspect in place of being prepared, food-wise.
Right.
So you're going to find situations, though, where you're going to be so happy that you have GoFoods as one of your tools. I'm just saying that's not your only tool anymore. You got a whole toolbox now, so you can help so many people depending on the situation. Again, I don't lead with anything. I lead with finding out about the person. And then based on what they need, if they need an energy drink, I give them an ACT. If they need storage food, I got GoFoods. If they need, they're sending out Christmas cards, I got heritage makers. I got something for everything right now. And that's why I'm making so much money, is because I do have all those different tools at my exposure. And, I make the money as a side effect of helping other people. That's all I focus on, is how can I help that person today? And I help people, and I make money as a side effect.
I think probably the perspective that you just gave is one of many things that just impacted me the most from this call, is that you don't lead with anything. You just find out what the person's need is. And I think that we could all learn a lot from that, because not everybody needs what we had to offer before. And I've seen in our business, I've seen a lot of doors open that did not open before, when I would present GoFoods to somebody and that wasn't of interest to them because they were looking for something else. And, and likewise, I think you'll come across people that GoFoods is what's going to interest them. So you're right. It all comes down to filling the need of the person that we're talking to. I want to open it up to questions, so I'm going to unmute the line.
All callers are unmuted.
And if anybody has a question for Paul, this is really a great opportunity for you. And I'd encourage you to ask him. You could probably ask him just about anything, even about his experience and some of the barriers that people in his group had to overcome. Because I know people in our group, some of our leaders are saying that they've got people in their team who are a little bit paralyzed or panicked, or even just sitting back and waiting, saying, well, I want to see how this is going to play out and if this is going to work before I engage in this company. So I'm sure you had people in your team at ACT who did the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Everybody.
How did those people fare?
Well, Well, when I was a big leader, as I mentioned in ACT. I have 20,000 people following me, and you have people following you in GoFoods. And basically, I taught people for 6 years that ACT was the center of the universe, and this is how we do things. And I actually use the word longevity as our enemy. I mean, I was that drastic in saying that, we're going to beat them, and we're going to beat them in sales, and we are everything. And we laugh about it now, but I was, again, very much in the trees. I couldn't see the forest back then. I was able to see the forest. I had a 1-second epiphany when I was at that longevity meeting, saying, "Holy cow! There's a way bigger picture here than I'm aware of." So I think that's what has to happen, is that people have to see that this is a huge piece of the puzzle, but it isn't the whole puzzle. And now that you have all these other tools in your toolbox, you're just that more powerful in being able to help people. So I wasn't overnight that people got that message in my group and bought into that. But and some people were slower, some people were faster, and some people saw it earlier, and some people saw it later. But I can honestly say, after a year now, my team is like, "Holy cow, we're 90 for life. This is fantastic." And yeah, I still drink ACT, and I still promote it to people who need it. But I can help so many more people now because I have so much more to offer.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Could you go through those 5 steps again, Paul?
The 5 steps to my system is, number 1, identify the need. Number 2, the CD, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD. Number 3, the presentation. Number 4, the self-evaluation questionnaire. And then number 5 is the enroll them.
Thank you.
And once we enroll them, we teach them how to go out and find people in build a relationship and identify the need. So it's just number 6 is repeat. Let's go to number 1.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for Paul?
Did you say you're going to send that presentation to you, Krista? Paul?
Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get all my sheets to Krista, and she'll be able to post them on a site or email them to you, or however she distributes information.
Okay, great. So you'll get that to us, Krista?
You bet.
I have one quick question.
Yep.
The question is, and this is just my opinion, you might change my opinion for me, but I was thinking of leading with the CD, Who Made MDs King, and with Dr. Glidden, just because I thought that he could blow Wallach's horn even better than he could. And it kind of like doubles the credibility. And it is a CD, and what it does is it puts the people to the next level, and I think they'll sign up, and then I think that they also, of course, are going to want to see Wallach, and then even more important, then they're going to be scrambling for the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD. And so I think it's like double the impact. Is that a good plan or not?
Trust me, we've tried every combination in the world. There's something called the Youngevity Media Library, which is like 30 CDs that Blake Graham and has made with different people, interviews he's done. And, we've tried all kinds of combinations because at times we think we can come up with something better. And every single time we do that, honestly, we always come back to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD first. Because it's some people we only have one shot at. And if we have one shot and one tool, then this has to be it. Because the story, the way Dr. Wallach tells the story in there has just, like I said, 200 million copies of this is sold and been listened to, where, I think Who Made MDs King is probably one of the best CDs I've ever heard in my life, but it's just not, it's not as powerful as Dead Doctors Don't Lie. So I go with that first, but then I immediately follow up with Healing is Easy as my second CD that I give to people. And then the third CD is Who Made MDs King. And I literally have about 10 CDs in a row lined up for them. Because I know that with the majority of people, they're going to need more information than just one CD. So we know that sales can be a 5, 6, 7, 8-step process at times. So it's really about taking people from exposure to exposure to exposure. Maybe the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD and the presentation and the evaluation form isn't enough. Maybe they're like, this is all great, but I need more information. Well, you should really listen to Healing is Easy then, because that'll talk more. And then Dr. Glidden kind of reiterates what Dr. Wallach says, and now they're like, well, Dr. Wallach really isn't that big of a quack, because there's another doctor that's backing him up. And then I give them another CD, Who Made MDs King, and they're like, holy cow, like I've been lied to my whole life. And now all of a sudden they're like part of this crusade, and they want to, they think doctors are horrible, big pharma's horrible, and so they really become part of it. So those 3 CDs, 1, 2, 3, again, we've tried every other combination you could think of, but those 3 in that order have worked the best.
Give me the order again. Dead Doctors, and then what was the other 2?
Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Healing is Easy, and then Who Made MDs King. Now, as far as number 4 goes, it's a little bit of an individual thing depending on the person and where they're at. If they have joined by then, I'd like to get them the 3 audio CDs from the audio catalog. Audio catalog 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 CDs on yteamtools.com that really explain more about our different products here.
And what was the second one again?
The second one is called Healing is Easy.
Healing is Easy, thank you.
Yeah. And then the other one is the Selenium CD by Dr. Schrouser with Blake Graham. That is a life-changing CD for people. And if they haven't joined yet, after hearing, Who Made MDs King, if they listen to the Selenium CD, they're in for sure. That's the icing on the cake.
The third one again,
The Selenium.
CD?
Who does the Selenium CD?
Dr. Schrouser with Blake Graham. Okay. You'll find that CD on Y Team Tools. Okay.
Paul, one thing I like so much about these tools is that we don't have to be the ones that are the experts on this, because the information can be really, really overwhelming. And for you with a master's degree in nutrition, you could probably speak with a lot more authority than most of us. But I don't have that background. I would much rather say, hey, I just listen to the CD and let the doctor tell you the information, because I'm not a doctor.
Right. I can tell you that, I don't want to be the authority. I hated being the authority in in ACT, and I'm sure you kind of hated being the authority in GOFoods, that everyone came to you and expected, all the information to come from you. So having Dr. Wallach as the authority and Dr. Glidden and Blake Graham, it just takes all the pressure off me. It takes the pressure off of everybody on this call, because you don't have to be the expert anymore. So there's a system that we teach called the ABC system, which is A, the authority, B, the bridge, C, the contact. So what you are now is you're a bridge. And you're a bridge between your contact and the authority, who is Dr. Wallach or Dr. Glidden or Blake Graham. So that's all you got to do now is be a bridge between the two. So if you can remember ABC, A being the authority, B being the bridge, and C being your contact, you'll make a lot of money and you'll be very successful. Do not try to be the authority. Let Dr. Wallach, Dr. Glidden, and Blake be the authorities here.
I like that a lot. That makes it a lot easier. And I think it makes it easier to duplicate, and then it not only takes the pressure off of us, but it takes the pressure off of everybody who feels like they have to know everything before they can engage in the business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Does anybody else have questions? Paul, you've done really an incredible job of helping us, and every call that we have and every person that we talk to at Youngevity gives us more and more confidence that we're all going to be okay. and that we're going to be better off than we were.
Absolutely, 100%. I promise you.
Well, that means a lot to us. We've got a lot of really dedicated, faithful people with GoFoods that want to have success, and they want to see this work. And I had a few aha moments with things that you said today. So I'm really glad we recorded it, because not only will I listen to this again, but we're going to get a lot of other people this opportunity to listen to it. And thank you for sharing your presentation with us, and I'll disseminate that. I'll be sending you some recipes and anything that you have with questions with GoFoods. We have a lot of really incredible GoFoods people who can help educate your team on the benefits of GoFoods too. So,
yeah, we are so eager to learn about GoFoods more. So we're just so happy to just have partnered with all of you, the people I've met at GoFoods so far. Krista, like I said, is absolutely amazing. Brad Stewart is probably the nicest guy I've ever met in my life. So there's just I met quite a few different people from GoFoods, and they've all been just amazing people. So it's going to be a perfect fit, and I promise you that this is the best thing ever for us all to come together as one happy family and work together and make each other more successful.
Well, we agree. I think everyone's kind of coming to that realization. And those who don't, hopefully over time they'll see the benefits as they see everybody else growing in their business and other aspects of their life. So, hey, Paul, thank you for all your time this morning. And we'll look forward to seeing you at convention. And everybody can come and introduce themselves to you. So thank you again from all of us at GoFoods. And everybody have a fantastic day and follow that ABC system and that 5-step system. If you want to get the CDs that Paul's talking about, you can get them on Y Team Tools, the letter Y, teamtools.com. And you can find them all on there. It's worthwhile to make an investment in your business. It's very inexpensive to get those tools and begin using them, but make sure you're not just giving that away, that you are lending those CDs to people and you're getting them back so that they can follow and duplicate that themselves. But get some tools, start using them, follow up with the people that you lend those CDs to, get the CD back, and move on to the next step so that you can get them in the business and teach them the same duplication that Paul taught us today. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you for joining us, and thank you again, Paul.